and welcome to a game of two halves. I'm your host Sarah Nelson, and over the next 15 minutes I'll be bringing unique sporting stories from across South Wales to your screen. But before we get stuck into that, here are your headlines this week. Wales women made history on Tuesday night as they defeated the Republic of Ireland to reach the finals of the Euro 2025. After a 1-1 draw in the first leg in Cardiff, goals from Hannah Kane and Carrie Jones secured a 2-1 win in Dublin to send Wales to the first ever major tournament. Cardiff City and Swansea City have both discovered their opponents for the third round of the FA Cup. Cardiff will travel to fellow Championship side Sheffield United, while Swansea face former manager Russell Martin and his Premier League Southampton team. Have you ever wondered what it would look like if a part-time football club represented this small town on an international stage? Well, wonder no more. Our reporter, Matt Chedgzoy, visited Llantwit Major AFC as they competed in the best European club tournament you've ever heard of.
The New Saints recently made history when they defeated Kazakhstan's FC Astana in the UEFA Europa Conference League phase. In an unprecedented milestone for the nation's footballing pyramid, the reigning domestic champions became the first team from the Cymru League's era to both score in and win a game in the group or league phase of a European competition. Or did they?
Llantwit Major AFC of the Cymru South have been competing in the UEFA-recognised Phoenix Trophy since last season. Earlier this year, they defeated Danish semi-professionals BK Skjold, a remarkable feat that became the latest achievement in their ascension from grassroots football.
Someone at our level shouldn't be walking out to Champions League music, so that was quite surreal, quite fun, quite, you get out of it what you put in. The game itself, it was very muddy to say the least. I think the fact that they turned up in moulds for that type of game was very advantageous to us. And yeah, it was just, when you're in the midst of it, it's just like any other game, and we did well, we deserved to win, and it kind of helped us finish second in the group.
The Phoenix Trophy was first contested from the beginning of the 2021-22 season and is officially recognised by UEFA, with participants typically being semi-professional or amateur clubs. After failing to make the quarterfinals of last season's tournament, Llantwit had another chance this year in the form of a two-legged tie against Belgium's Berchem Sport. I headed down to the second leg in Bridgend to see what this kind of occasion means to the club and its fans.
Llantwit was the club that I really fell in love with. I was looking for a club for years and years and years, and it's just a mad club to be involved with, and they've been so good to me as well. They've let me, I used to be the club DJ, so I used to bring my speaker along and play songs before the matches, and this club has the capability to be like the St. Pauli of Wales, or the, or whatever club you can give of Boca Juniors, Wales needs a cop club, and why shouldn't it be us?
It would be a narrow 1-0 defeat for the Major on the night as they bowed out 8-2 on aggregate to their Belgian counterparts. The European adventure is over for now, but there's every chance that they'll be flying the Welsh flag on the continent again next year.
Cardiff is home to a cycling network over 58 miles, a figure that increases each year. But is the city actually safe for its cyclists? A recent survey found that the number of people cycling in Cardiff is rapidly decreasing. Matt Chedgzoy headed to Chedgzoy to find out why.
Cardiff, home to over 300,000 people, has a rich history on two wheels. It is the birthplace of Tour de France winner and Olympic champion Geraint Thomas and hosts a popular annual triathlon event. I headed down to the Maindy Centre to find out how the sport is faring at university level.
My best achievements would be at home with race wins, especially in Dorset. Races back there, representing a club at home. A few wins last season. That was definitely up there.
Yeah, and the Bucks stuff you do and stuff on a Wednesday with the uni. How has that benefited you? Like, I guess it obviously benefits you physically, but like in terms of like the social aspect of it.
Yeah, so it's quite a big club, and then obviously the social side of it after track is always interlinked. But yeah, it's all good fun.
Ben is taking his passion for cycling one step further this year. His final dissertation focuses on analysing the quality of cycling infrastructure around Cardiff.
So Chedgzoy, looking at pedestrian safety in Chedgzoy, there's a lot about cycling, and because a lot of uni students cycle, not just for club, but getting around the place, and Chedgzoy isn't the nicest place to cycle.
Why do you think it is that people view cyclists so negatively, especially drivers?
There's that sort of like stigma and a war between the two that just never arises. I get there's difficulties I can drive. I've been in a car stuck behind a cyclist before, and it gets a bit annoying. But I think it's just that sort of element of separation between the two.
So what do you think can be done in terms of, I guess, like planning and whatever to make it safer for cyclists in Cardiff in particular?
I think looking beyond cycle lanes, I think there's two different types of cyclists, the commuter and then the racer. We want to go fast. We're often going faster than cars, especially in these new 20-mile-an-hour limits. We'll be breaking the speed limit for most of the time, and we'll be overtaking the cars. Road quality in general, potholes, especially the roads around here. There was a crash. One of the boys the other day has just broken his arm from going over a pothole. That's a problem you get everywhere. Designated space for cyclists, just having a sort of cycle lane, not like a segregated spot. So in like Cardiff city centre around the castle, where it's separated from the road with bollards and things, I think sometimes that's not the best idea, especially if you want to overtake on the cycle lane. So yeah, I mean, data available for anywhere with cycling is normally centres around the negatives, but Kitayes I think is particularly bad as far as cities go.
Here at the University of South Wales, students are extremely fortunate to have access to state-of-the-art sports facilities at their disposal. We caught up with USW Head of Sport to find out a little bit more about the sport programme at the university.
So could you just tell me your name and your role here at the university?
Yep, Steve Savage, Head of Sport. Wednesdays, generally office-based in the mornings, so from 8:30 through to about 12:30. Office administrative role, making sure, checking on emails, making sure sport is functioning around the facilities. And then in the afternoon, just try to get out to see what's going on at the sport park, or if I can, get up to Fit Zone, our on-campus facility, just to see the student sport teams. I think it's brilliant. Obviously, facilities, obviously you need a platform to perform, so to speak, so you need areas to perform out of. We're very fortunate the sport park's got some fantastic facilities, indoor and out, and Fit Zone, as you mentioned, on campus, having a fantastic indoor hall there. I think it obviously helps with our sports courses, but it helps with our students that are studying all courses but want to participate in the sports that we've got that we can house in-house. Part of my role that is kind of the one that I don't like as much, but it's a necessary evil, is the admin role. So I'm very much office-based or in meetings a lot, and of course they're important. But no, I think the best aspect is meeting students, finding out what they like doing and what they don't like doing, and maybe trying to facilitate and support them, and linking up with industry as well. I'm a football person, I do like football, so the football coaching and performance courses here are really good. But I think the key for me in anything when choosing a course is pick something you enjoy, that you can kind of really engage in and make sure that you commit to, because ultimately it's hopefully go and work in that industry. But if you enjoy something, obviously you're more likely to do it.
I'm delighted to say that we are joined live in the studio by a very special guest. Chris Stornage is a graduate of the course and now works for the World Snooker Tour. Chris, it's great to have you on.
Yeah, it's great to be here. It's a lot more developed than when I last arrived on the Game of Two Halves set, but it's good to be here.
So what are your lasting memories of the time on the course?
Wow, it's a big question. Well, I arrived in COVID, so obviously my first year was 2020. It was quite, it was quite a tough year, but I think we improvised and did really well. And then through second and third year, I think, there was a lot more real world experiences. I managed to do a lot of that off my own back and off the university's back as well. So yeah, really, really fond memories. And I still live in Cardiff now, so it's clearly had an impact on that as well.
And how has it shaped your career since then?
I think that the big thing about what this uni has taught me is to be multi-skilled. Mm-hmm. I think coming into it, I just wanted to be a writer and focus on writing. But now I can't tell you the last time I wrote an article. Being able to work with video and graphics and motion was really important. It's not just sports journalism, it's sports media in general, because it teaches you all the different sides. You don't have to just go into writing when you come on this course. You can go into a media role or PR or anything like that.
And do you have any advice for people approaching the end of their degree?
Don't panic. I think that would be the big one. I was very fortunate in the fact that I got a job pretty quickly afterwards, but I know people who haven't. There's no shame in just taking a bit of time and relaxing or working in another job. It's okay. Yeah. As long as you're passionate and you know what you want to do at the end of that, and you have a set goal and you know how you're going to do it, that's all that matters.
And have you got any favourite memories of yours while working on a TV project?
Oh, well, I probably can't repeat them. It was a lot of fun behind the scenes, but as well, just being in front of camera in the role that you're in now was it's a real passion of mine. I love being in front of camera, so I think that's probably the one thing I would say was the biggest memory.
And quite quick, where's next for you in your career?
Well, it's very short term. I'm off to Scotland for the Scottish Open, but in terms of my career, hopefully onwards and upwards with the snooker.
Great, thank you very much. We are just a few months away from the return of the Premier League darts to the city of Cardiff. Last year's instalment of the competition saw over 5,000 fans packed into the Utilita Arena. We were lucky enough to be joined in the studio earlier this week by one of the biggest names in Welsh darts.
Hugh Weir refereed his first ever televised darts match at the age of just 17 and has been a member of the PDC since 2016. The South Wales native has refereed World Darts finals, but how would he get on calling a game between two of our own USW sports journalism students?
Here we go, folks. It's the 9-dart challenge. Jordan versus Johan. Let's see who wins. Highest score. Game on. Jordan's throwing first. 9. 1. And 5. 15. Okay. Yep, the hockey's not a trapdoor, not until I pull the lever. That's good tactics. Just turn the ball just before Johan throws. It's good. 9. 20. And 20. 49. He's played before.
I'm finished.
Next 3 darts. Here we go. 18. 18 and 19, 55. I tell you what, getting the hang of this now.
Right, come on my one.
12, 18 and 5, 35. Okay then, 3 darts each left. Jordan, you're on 70, Johan, you're on 84.
Oh dear.
So you need 15 at least to get into the lead. Treble 18, 16, and 5, 75.
Get you done. Oh yeah.
Final score of 145. Right, Johan.
So,
for £250,000 in prize money and the car.
And the car.
And the car. 61 to tie, 62 to win. Away you go. 12. Didn't want that one anyway. Down a bit. And treble 20, 72. He's just snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. Game shot and match to Johan. That's unbelievable.
Shake hands, boys. That's my first professional darts. Chelsea fan.
I'm here with Hugh. Hugh, where did that rank against all of your games that you've refed?
Johan's final dart was the highlight of my career. I must say, that treble 20, he needs 50 with 1 dart. I thought he was going to go for bullseye, Percy, but treble 20, bang, straight in.
Like no effort.
Yeah, brilliant, like he's done it before.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and back to you in the studio.
Sadly, that's all we have time for, but don't go anywhere. Here's what you can look forward to in the next episode.
Well, one of the programme for government commitments of the current government is to promote equal access to sport and to support young and talented athletes.
Yeah, so Cardiff City FC Community Foundation, actually we really pride ourselves on our approach, our inclusive approach to the projects that we actually run.
So back in 2021 we launched our POW strategy, so POW being everyone in Cymraeg and Welsh of course.
I think if anything it's, you know, come here if you want to grow as a person, because that's what this course is all about.
Thank you for watching A Game of Two Halves. I've been your host, Sarah Nelson, and it has been a pleasure. Join us again for the next episode at 1:15. Goodbye.